When you see your boy the Grizz, you know what it is, what it do, what it is. Yes, I am the Grizz. Welcome back to Yesterday Today. This, of course, is the show where we bring you some of the biggest gaming news you may have missed from Yesterday Today. And today, we got some stuff to talk about. Hogwarts Legacy reviews have come out, and it's actually pretty favorable. But there's also some stuff surrounding that because, of course, that couldn't release without a hitch. And also, Assassin's Creed out here winning Grammys. Yeah, we're going to get into that, but if these videos is a vibe for you, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new, hit that red subscribe button and hit that notification bell next to it. But with that out of the way, let's get into it. Let's start off today while talking about Fable. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you weren't expecting to hear that because we haven't seen any announcements or anything like that, but, well, I was poking around the internet, of course, and I was over on Twisted Voxel, and they caught something on LinkedIn, and basically, the producer from Playground Games, who's the studio who's making the new Fable game, VJ Gill, he has something on his LinkedIn that says, well, basically they have regular playthroughs. The game's in a finished state, but I guess maybe finishing touches or adding something like that. So here's what it is from Twisted Voxel. It says, according to the LinkedIn profile of Playground Games producer VJ Gill, the studio's forthcoming reboot of Fable is now in a playable state. In his profile, Gill states that he is preparing and facilitating regular gameplay throughs of the game alongside build reviews and key stakeholders. Now, I played all of the Fables and, they all felt very different. A lot of people didn't like Fable 3, but I did. I enjoyed it. Was it replayable? I don't know. I don't go back and replay many games, but I played all 3 Fable games and I've liked them and in fact even loved them for what they specifically were. So this type of news of any kind, and we've only heard about, last time we heard about this new Fable was 2020, mid 2020, something like that. So it's kind of south of 3 years, so we hadn't really heard about it that long, but maybe we could see something because apparently with Hi-Fi Rush and Redfall and Starfield coming out this year, it seems like Xbox is trying to turn it up a notch. So maybe we could at least hear about some more games. Maybe those aren't even the only 3 games that are coming out. I'm not speculating that Fable is coming out this year or anything, but that actually would be a good idea though. So Assassin's Creed Valhalla has won the Grammy, specifically for the Dawn of Ragnarok DLC, because it was composed by Stephanie Okonomau, and she came and she picked it up and she had those bragging rights, right? Because the competition was Guardians of the Galaxy, Call of Duty Vanguard, and Aliens Fireteam Elite. For some reason, that's all kind of random times because all of that stuff didn't come out recently. Anyway, this is all great stuff, and I'm always happy to hear about video games. People understanding, getting the knowledge out there that people understand that video games isn't just Super Mario and pressing jump to jump, and video games can be much more deeper. Well orchestrated music goes into video games now, and I'm glad to see that it's being more respected as a medium more than anything. Congratulations again to Assassin's Creed. So Moon Game Studio, the studio that made the Ori games, Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps, respectfully, well, they seem to be working on a new game because they basically said Ori was their Mario, this next game is going to be their Zelda. Right. So Thomas Mahler, the creative director over there at Moon Game Studios, he took to Twitter and he actually had some stuff to say. And he even answered some other tweets. So he said, Ori was our Mario, this is our Zelda. That was my thought when I first started prototyping our new project back in 2015. We then committed to Wisps, which allowed us to give this project more time in the oven so that we'd then be able to turn it into a full-blown ARPG. And then Sean on Twitter said, does this new game carry a similar art style or / color palette? Always loved Ori for its style and vibrancy. Thomas Mahler responds, yes, it's important that our games have a unique art style where you know that this is Moon Studios' game, even if you just see a thumbnail. There are too many games out there that look the same. Art direction matters a lot. And then another person says, this person's name is Exclusives Define the Better Consoles, and it says, hopefully this comes to PlayStation. Thomas Mahler then responds, that was the main reason we signed this title with Private Division. Despite your name, I'm not into exclusives, quote unquote, at least for our studio. I want everyone to be able to play our games. Now, if you're familiar with Private Division, Ali World and Roller Drome, some of my most recent favorites that came out of there, and I'm actually excited about this. These Ori games are straight fire. You love a good Metroidvania, and then you also love a good Metroidvania with beautiful art and a heartfelt story with really no dialogue, but you really feel it. These games are it, and I absolutely love this. They're also on Game Pass, and they're also on Nintendo Switch, so I'm really excited to see what it is because I appreciate the art direction and what Ori is. I can't wait to see what their take would be on a Zelda style game though. I don't know, but is any of this your vibe? Let me know down in the comments below. Okay, so Hogwarts Legacy embargo has been broken and the reviews are out. And I kind of thought maybe it was going to be around mid-80s, and literally, it's literally that. An 85 on Metacritic, right? 44 positive, 4 mixed, and 0 negative. This game is mostly good. People were saying mixed things about it, saying like, they try to do too much at once, but Avalanche, who's not really known for these types of games, but this is their first foray into one of these big action open world RPGs, and people are saying this ain't a bad first attempt. People are saying this is a pretty decent game. Most people are praising the game, saying it's very good, and a lot of people decided to boycott it because of the J.K. Rowling statements, but funny enough that the developers decided to make sure they put a transgender character in there. But going forward, we've heard a lot of good, right? There's been a lot of good to say about it, but let's go more along the balanced. Around a 70 coming from Games Radar, and they said Hogwarts Legacy is a solid first attempt. If Avalanche can be accused of anything, is that the studio has tried to do too much all at once. Something was always going to give. Between the massive open world, the messy RPG economy, exciting action combat, an adventure story that wants to cast you as hero with homework due on Monday. But you can see a world in which a sequel sands down some of the rougher edges and settles into a finer balance between the demands of an interactive experience and the lore of the wizarding world. Kind of around the middle ground, right? They saying, all right, this isn't bad. The game is really mostly good, but hey, they could probably did a little bit more. But that was a 70 from Games Radar. But the Guardian now at a 60. It says Hogwarts Legacy starts to feel like countless open world games of the past decade once you've been playing it for more than 15 hours. However, you get to ride a hippogriff. It's those magical moments in the setting that rescue it from mediocrity, but only if the wizarding world still has you under its spell. Hey, maybe eventually I'll definitely get into this game. I'm happy that the game came out and it's actually good, because I know people were always like kind of cautious. They wanted that really good Harry Potter game. There was some back in the PS2, there was some Lego games, but this might be the best Harry Potter game. Even though Harry Potter isn't in it, and this is way before his time, this is a Hogwarts game. So yeah, this is based upon the Harry Potter wizarding world. I'm happy that this game is actually really interesting, and maybe eventually down the line I'll get to it, because the game looks really good, and a lot of critics are saying it's fun, but I can't wait till it actually gets into the wild, and I can't wait to see what the internet says about it. Like, yo man, I'm liking it, I don't like it. Hopefully they can be pretty neutral and not be one-sided when it comes to this. If you're gonna play it, please be open-minded, and let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Let me know if Hogwarts Legacy is your vibe. Hey, that's it. Thank you for rocking with your boy. Let me know what you think about everything down in the comments below. Are you playing Hogwarts Legacy? Are you enjoying it? If you're not, because you know it had one of those early release, early access, whatever, when you do play, let me know down in the comments below if it is definitely your vibe. How you feel about Assassin's Creed? Well, the DLC Dawn of Ragnarok getting a Grammy, which is also very awesome. And Moon Game Studios, the people that made the Ori games, well, they're working on an action RPG similar to Zelda. What do you think about that? Is this going to be your vibe? Are you positive about that? And are we going to see Fable maybe in the next few months? I'm really excited. Let's speculate away. Let's have a healthy conversation. So on your way out, you hit the like button if you like everything you heard, and if you didn't, have that healthy dialogue in the comments. And if you are new here, once again, hit that red subscribe button and then the notification bell next to it, so you can see when your boy is posting every day, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to help you get your workday started. And sometimes I post a review-ish videos because I just put it up there and I just start talking about it. It's a discussion, just me telling you about how I felt about the game and how much I loved it, and basically giving it a score at the end. So yeah, I do all of that. Stay tuned to the channel. Once again, thank y'all so much for watching in this video. is finito.